Have you ever been in prayer and it just seemed like something keep rising up and it just seems so urgent? You're trying to focus on God, but you can't hardly do it because something just keeps rising up to contest your prayer, to challenge your prayer, to pull you out of prayer, and it just seems so urgent and it's just gonna take a minute. You yield to it, and it took your whole day. And when you look back, you didn't accomplish anything. You didn't really move the needle. You didn't accomplish anything. And it was like, oh my God, I didn't pray all day. What is that? I was praying about that, and it's like when altars clash. So when I say altar, I'm talking about the place where you pray. And whenever you go to pray and you wherever you meet the Lord, it could be in a closet, it could be wherever you go and pray, wherever your prayer place is, that's your altar. And so think about, I think it's First Samuel chapter 5 when the ark of the Lord had been captured, and Dagon, their idol, the enemies, they brought it into their camp, and the idol was there, their idol, Dagon, and they sat it across from the Ark of the Covenant, which carried the Spirit of God. And when they went back the next day, that thing had been decapitated, his hands were cut off, and it was bound before the Ark of the Covenant. I'm saying today you're the Ark of the Covenant. You carry the Spirit of God. So what is standing up every time that you go and you try to get in prayer? Consider what that is, and ask yourself whether or not it's an idol that's standing against. Is that altar trying to clash with your altar? The altar before the Lord. I'm going to give you an example. So let's say, like, if you idolize food, okay, food could be an idol. Gluttony can be your sin. Your stomach can be your God. The Bible talks about that. And so if that's your case and you call yourself a foodie and give it a cute name, and your world and your life revolves around it, and that's what you think about, and you just dream up this and dream up that, oh man, I want me some da 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 da. It's not a sin to eat. You have to do it every day. Matter of fact, you have to do it several times a day. But where does it sit in your heart? You know what I mean? Some people, their God is their stomach and the altar is the refrigerator, and that's where they meet their God. Whenever they need peace, whenever they need comfort, whenever they need healing after a breakup, whenever they need a distraction, whenever they need whatever, food, they'll go to food instead of God. And instead of allowing the Holy Spirit to comfort them, they will allow whatever it is they're eating to comfort them. And it's so, for them, when they're in prayer, that's probably what's coming up for them to stand and to challenge the altar of the Lord, that idol. Those altars are clashing. If it's, let's say you place your business in a position that's above God. God has blessed you with a business, and you think that you have to exalt it above God. And sometimes we don't really say that consciously, but unconsciously, that's what we're doing. Put it before church, put it before God, put it before this and that. You can't come to church. Like Adam said, it's this woman you gave me. What gave you the blessing is what's going to keep the blessing, right? So where have you put it? Have you put it above God? It's not a sin to have a business. God will bless you with the business. But have you exalted it above him? Is it now sitting on the throne in your life? And of course God can drop things in your spirit when you're in prayer and bless you and give you inspiration to things. I'm talking about those things that forcefully try to, almost like they're trying to hack in your mind and just hijack your thoughts, your worship, and pull you out of worship. Let's say you're in worship. You're in praise. You're singing a song and you're trying to sing unto the Lord and lift your hands. But the whole time you're thinking about yourself and what you look like and what you sound like. And when God gives me a platform. And it's all about you. That worship is not reaching heaven. That's your altar, rising up to stand against the altar of the Lord. That's what I'm talking about. Your altars are clashing. So that's not the case for everybody, but if you find that that's the case for you, consider what is it that keeps coming up for you, and ask yourself, do I have this in the rightful position? Is this something that I've exalted above God? Is this an idol in my life? And if you can honestly, in your heart of hearts, say no, then just cast it down and keep going. Press through and pray. Get on the other side of that thing, and I bet you whatever it was that was trying to rise up against your prayer and trying to cause you out of prayer that was so urgent, suddenly that thing will bow, and you'll come out of prayer like, now what was it? What was so important? Nothing. It was a distraction. But if it keeps coming up for you and you can honestly say, you know what? I've given that thing too much power, and I placed it over God, and I put my trust and my faith in it instead of God, and I've allowed it to comfort me instead of God, and I've allowed it to lead me instead of God, and it's sitting on the throne in my life, and I've exalted myself above God in this area, and I've made this and that about me. Then make the necessary adjustments. So it's not the case for everybody, but it's just something to think about, something that was coming up for me, and I just felt led to share it. That's all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.